This video will show you how a spiritual awakening will upgrade your law of attraction process and allow you to really align with who you are meant to be. Welcome back to another video. My name is Aaron and I help people expand their consciousness. Now in this video, I'm going to be sharing with you some perspectives I have about spiritual awakening, how a spiritual awakening and how having one can really upgrade your whole paradigm when it comes to the law of attraction, and how doing that sinks you out of your head and into your heart, which is where you can really create what you want from a very powerful place. And it's understanding that there are certain principles that come into place when you do that. Because you get out of the ego wants to control everything. And when you allow, quote unquote, more of like the universe, the soul spiritual aspect of who you are, to align with yourself, things start to happen for you rather than thinking that you need to make everything happen. Now, when I first went through the law of attraction process and started learning about it, it's a very exciting thing. And I'm sure maybe you've had the same thing where you start to really become aware of your thoughts and you start to see, hey, certain things begin to happen. However, that is an initial bump that you get from the process. It's an initial feeling that you get. You start to become more aware of your thoughts, and the idea is that you start to feel and see results immediately simply because you were completely unaware of it in the past. And now that you're monitoring your thoughts more, now that you're becoming more aware of the synchronicity that's always been there, there's always been a correlation between your thoughts and what you experience. It's just simply we're unaware of it before we know about the idea of the law of attraction. Now, then you come to a place to where you see it. You're like, hey, I put my intention out for this and I saw something happened. Or maybe the opposite, I put my intention out and I realized that I was resisting and that's why this negative thing happened. Whatever it is, you just simply become aware of it. Now, the thing is that will get you to a certain place when it comes to creating from the mind and thinking about everything. However, there's a paradigm that's higher than that, and it's something I've been personally connecting to more and more, and it's more of understanding an expanded view of consciousness and more of a spiritual awakening. Now, I went through phase because I had my spiritual awakening back in 2012, and it changed just about everything about me. I started to see the world in a completely new way. Before that, I would say I was probably I didn't really believe in anything. I was kind of forced to go to church younger when I was like, a lot younger. And then when I was able to think for myself, I kind of rebelled against it for a while. And then when I had my spiritual awakening, I became very aware. I was like, hey, there's so much more to who I am than I think. And there's so much more to everyone else than they know of. And I went through a phase to where then it was like very much more of a spiritual type thing. I was more of just meditating a lot. I changed up my diet quite a bit. Became very aware of all those things. It was a very empowering and expansive time in my life because I began to feel like everything was so much more expanded than it was. There was this feeling inside of me that just was so uplifting and it felt so rejuvenating. Now, then what happened is I went through that for about 2 or 3 years, and about 2 years I'd say at least. And then what happened is I got more into the law of attraction stuff, which I already knew about, and I started to hardcore learn as much as I could about it. I would read material, I'd go to seminars, I would watch seminars online, I would watch lectures. I probably have put in about 2,000 or 3,000 hours at least of, it's got to be more than that, of reading about this kind of stuff because there's something I can get so passionate about. However, what I've realized is that there's a paradigm above that. And that paradigm above that is where we realize that our ego does not have to control everything the way that it thinks it does. When we become too ingrained in the law of attraction process, many times we give all the power over to our ego and we assume that our ego needs to do everything. Now the key to this is being aware of what the ego thinks, but not needing the ego to do everything. It's more of this trust in the universe, this trust in this larger aspect of ourself, and aligning with our soul more so than anything else. You see, the soul and the spirit wants experience. It wants expansion. It wants to add value. The mind wants money, wants the house, wants the specific things. The idea is to align yourself by taking yourself out of just the goals of what you think that you want. And it's funny, we think we want money, right? We don't really want money. We want what money can buy us. We want the things that come from money. And many times we have our goals on certain things that don't really actually serve us because our soul doesn't understand it. Our soul doesn't think in logical terms. Our soul's not thinking, oh, the money will get me this. The soul thinks in vibration. And when you start to expand your consciousness and when you start to understand yourself more from vibration, what you can then begin to do is to connect to that aspect of yourself. Now understand that when it comes to spiritual awakening, it's about also knowing that we are all connected. Now this is why what you put out is what you get back. At the deepest level, everyone you see is a reflection of yourself. Now that might be a lot to bite off right now. It might be a whole nother video. But understand that what it is what you give out to other people. When you're jealous of someone else, you're jealous of yourself, and you're holding that vibrational energy pattern inside of yourself. And then you can't really create what you want because you're carrying around patterns that don't serve you. So this is also about a spiritual awareness of who you are. It's about having that level of awareness, because when you see that everyone else is connected to you, you then are much more aware of what you're thinking about other people. I choose to think of people in a very positive limelight. And if I catch myself with some type of, mindset that doesn't serve me, I become aware of it and I bring it back to center. I bring it back to who I really am, which is more of an expanded point of consciousness rather than just the ego, because the ego creates labels. The ego says this is me and that is you. Now, this also has to do with me understanding how I can more so add energy and rejuvenate my soul versus just my ego. Because I've been in, maybe the last couple months you've seen, just hard work, pounding it out, putting all the intention on that. And I've created a massive amount of discipline. Now understand, I've been rewarded for my discipline so many times before that I associate pleasure with it because I know what it gets me. When I decided to really hammer in with all the YouTube stuff and to really start making consistent videos and to have a certain quality to where I get better with every video, because I had that intention and because I put in the work, I got the result. And the result was growth. And it was like, great, this is what I get when I put in hard work and discipline. But lately, I've been putting in way more work than is necessary, almost to a point to where I'm resisting. And this is the paradigm shift I've had, is what I'm going to be doing, what I have been doing, is infusing more of spiritual awakening in with the law of attraction. And understanding that it's also about rejuvenating the spirit. Because what I've been doing now is realizing it doesn't have to be as hard as my ego thinks it does have to be, I love the process of what I do. Like, I still work 70 hours a week probably on creating the brand, creating videos, creating content, and all this stuff. But it's coming from a much different place because I'm not trying to get from here to there. I'm already here. I'm doing what I love doing. It's more about the process for me than anything else. And if you look at people who talk about hard work, most of them love what they do. Like Gary Vaynerchuk, for example, someone I look up to, someone I learned a lot of my work ethic from, and he loves what he does. And I love what I do. When I get up every day, I literally am grateful that I get to get up and make videos like I'm doing right now. However, I was taking it overboard for a couple months. What I was doing is I would get up. I still do this. I still take a cold shower. But it was like I was much more rigid and serious about everything that I did because I'm on this goal, because I'm here right now and I want to get to making this amount per year, living this kind of lifestyle, traveling the world and giving seminars and all of these things. And I'm still going to do those. I'm still going to, but I'm going to allow it versus force it because I'm already okay with where I am. That's the difference, is where is the energy coming from? Do you already feel whole and complete? Are you aware of your soul and what your soul needs versus just the ego needs? Now, I also became aware of this because I recently went on a trip to Costa Rica. I went to this place called Rhythmia, and when I was there with my buddy Victor Otto, who some of you guys I know do know, and I was worried when I was going to go there because I was like, oh, are they going to have alkaline water? I only drink alkaline water. I drink like 3 gallons a day. And I'm like, they're not going to have alkaline water. It's not going to absorb in my body. Because one day I went to, it's like a couple of years ago, I went to Hawaii with an ex-girlfriend. And when I went there, I was like, oh man, I'm not going to, what am I going to do about water? And I looked up all the alkaline water, like on Google and see if there was a Whole Foods, or they had it, and Whole Foods didn't have the alkaline water. I found some type of water, but it just didn't absorb in my body the right way. Now, funny thing, did it just not absorb my body the right way, or did I think that and therefore I created resistance within me which didn't absorb the body in the body the right way? Because when I went this time, I went in with a different perspective. You know, I didn't know, and I have this whole routine when I go to bed at night of everything that I do. But when I was at Costa Rica, I didn't have to do everything and I still felt okay. I didn't have to drink alkaline water. I was still fine, which really expanded my mind, because I'm like, hey, now I can travel, I can do whatever I want. I'm not limited by whether somewhere has alkaline water or not. I usually do this breathing technique every night before I go to bed. It's called the Wim Hof technique. Guess what? I don't have to do that every night to feel good about myself or to remain on my path. There's so many different things, you know. Eating a certain way, always eating the most healthy foods possible. You know, I still eat healthy and I still very much value that. But it's not the end of the world if I eat just a little bit of something that I indulge in that I actually, you know, really enjoy. And I enjoy all healthy food for the most part, but you see what I mean? I started to expand my ego's perspective of what I can create, and now I'm nourishing my soul from a deeper level, and I feel like things are just happening so much easier because I'm not giving myself so many rules that say you have to do this, you have to do that. And as I'm shifting my awareness of that, it's like things are happening in a much easier way. It's like I'm giving away this belief that it has to be so hard, that it has to be so pound the pavement, nose to the grindstone. I'm changing my perspectives of that because I'm rejuvenating my soul, and I'm starting to enjoy the process. I'm starting to see that. You see, I used to have no discipline whatsoever years ago. It was like, I just, you know, back in the day, just like to party, just like to indulge, you know, eat like really, you know, eat a lot of food, go to buffets. Nothing really wrong with it, but I was definitely someone that would indulge too much in things. And because I went from that to now getting what I want in life, living my passion, being successful, because of all that change, I associate that with the hard work. I associate that with the ego. But really, it's about aligning with your higher self, aligning with your spiritual self, rejuvenating yourself with your state of being. Because here's the main part of this whole video I want to talk about, is when you increase your state of being, things happen better anyways. When you increase how you feel, things line up. So I give myself less rules. You have to do this, this, and this in order to be happy. And because I'm giving myself less rules, I'm feeling better in the present moment. I'm accepting of everything that's happened. I'm just being rather than thinking and trying to get over there to that X amount per month and this and that. And I'm present. I'm enjoying the process. And because I've increased my state of being, now everything is happening easier because of that level of awareness. So you can also have this level of awareness, become aware of what you're thinking, become aware of what your soul wants versus what your ego wants. Begin to tap into the process, begin to tap into the passion. Simply follow in every moment the most exciting thing you can do. Do that thing, follow your excitement, and as you do that, that will lead you to the next thing, to the next thing, to the next thing. And that's where the power is, that's where spiritual alignment comes into place. And understand that the best possible case scenario that your ego can imagine is only the floor for your higher self and your spiritual point of view. Having this perspective allows things to happen in a much easier way, and you'll find that by doing this consistently, everything begins to change. So the other part of this, of course, is understanding your subconscious mind. Your subconscious mind is running over 90% of your life. You can change your subconscious mind. You can change and start to really connect to your soul at a deeper level by taking and changing your self-image for the way the ego sees itself. So that's why I've created a free MP3 guided meditation that you can listen to. It's in the description box below. It's something that can allow you to change your self-image. It uses what's called NLP, Neuro-Linguistic Programming, to change your self-image, to help you to see yourself in a completely new way, to align with your soul at a deeper level. It's something people have been having amazing results with, so I've decided to give it away for free. You can download that in the description box below and do it for 21 days and let me know what you think. So, with that being said, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Feel free to like this video if you liked it, subscribe if you haven't already. Also hit that little notification gear next to the subscribe button so that you're able to see the daily videos that I do. And other than that, as always, I'll see you guys on the next vid. Peace, much love, namaste.